r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What are some common signs that someone grew up with shitty parents? Emotional numbness, especially in the face of bad things. Once you've seen enough stuff, certain things just don't faze you anymore. You remember being severely neglected, yet you were told you are spoiled. Having no desire to see them. The ability to love but not believing for a second that anyone could love you back. That you simply aren't worthy of it. Storing up a lot of mental and emotional pain because you feel that nobody cares enough to listen. Lacking self-confidence in all areas of life, even ones you seemingly excel in by others' opinions. The complete inability to see yourself as worthy of anything at all. Getting defensive when asked to explain why you did something or why you chose to say what you said. Shutting people out or not pursuing a real connection with anyone because you feel that you are more of a burden to them than anything positive you could possibly offer to them. Not speaking up for yourself and instead choosing to fade into the background through fear that you will cause embarrassment. Damaging any potential romantic relationships because you can't believe their intentions towards you are genuine, simply because you don't feel you deserve any of it. The list goes on, but my heart hurts. Why is nobody mentioning the silent footsteps? When you grow up with parents that will yell at you for existing, you develop the ability to hide your presence as much as possible and always try to keep your noise and visibility to a minimum. Plus the ability to tell who's coming and how much trouble you're in by the way their footsteps sound. A lie. Lies specifically for avoiding conflict. Actually, I changed my answer to avoiding conflict. It's avoidance until an explosion. It's all they know. They don't understand simple gestures of kindness. Took my husband a long time to understand that my parents liked giving little gifts to people and doing things for them. That they weren't trying to insult him or us or make us feel incompetent. They were just showing affection. They are always trying to figure out what they did wrong and what they are supposed to be doing and how, while editing their own thoughts and feeling vaguely bad. Paranoia. The inability to trust others and obsessively overthinking every conversation they have. Also, speaking from a personal perspective. People that grew up with toxic parents continue to question their sanity and reality here and amp. They're from the continuous gaslighting. Not being able to remember the majority of their childhood. I'm talking about huge gaps of time you just cannot recall. I get it. Repressing the memories is just the mind trying its best to protect itself. Doesn't talk about their interests because parents have never showed interest or belittled them. They're a desperate people pleaser. Someone who will leap to the aid of anyone, who will give up anything they have so that someone else doesn't miss out, who will go well out of their way to be of assistance, and who abhors needing any help themselves. They don't form attachments to others. They grew up in an environment where such attachments were a negative and or resulted in negative outcomes. They are completely unwilling to open up and share anything because in their experience it will always be used against them. Going into random panic mode when something insignificant goes sideways. They say sorry too much for things they shouldn't even be sorry for, especially for things like opinions or asking for things they want. I knew a kid who'd instinctively cover his head whenever someone was behind him and he'd refuse to sit or stand anywhere that didn't have his back to a wall. His older siblings beat him up regularly. He'd frequently be coming to school with fresh bruises, and when a girl tried to comfort him he thought she was just trying to lure him into a trap and hit her, which got him expelled. And growing up I'd see him around town. He dropped out of school completely and got into drugs. His parents never gave a crap. Never. Not once. He had nothing because his older brothers would steal and destroy anything he ever owned, even his clothes, so he'd wear the same thing for weeks on end. Is it any surprise that he's been in and out of prison all his adult life? Parental apathy is freaking crap. And to add a cherry on top, his abusive older brothers went on to live pretty happy, fulfilling lives, but the little brother they tortured and abused for years became the societal and family outcast. They say sorry all the time for the smallest of things. They try really hard to please you, even if there's no reason for them to do that. They are incapable of putting themselves first. They need constant reassurance that they are a good person. They assume you're upset with them if you seem even slightly disinterested. They have difficulty maintaining friendships as they feel they're not worth your time. They can pick up bad habits easily: drugs, poor diet, poor sleeping pattern. They feel drawn to people who are bad to them as it's all they know. They don't even recognize the bad stuff their parents, or other people, have done, as they are just used to being shat on all the time. They can be insecure in relationships as they may feel they're unworthy of your love. When they are dealing with crap, they may isolate themselves as they never learned to put their trust in other people due to their parents using those issues against them. They'll have poor social skills. They may be very obviously autistic, ADHD, depressed, etc., but haven't even considered it because their parents don't believe in mental health and mental conditions, or just refuse to accept that their kids might have something even remotely different about themselves than the parents, as those parents don't see a world outside of themselves. These are examples I've taken from myself and friends I know. Please always be patient with anyone who deals with bad parents. They're trying to go through life without ever being properly set up to understand it, and I can promise you they are doing their best. Love them like their parents refuse to do properly. They have unstable relationships. Struggle in social situations. Weren't taught basic household tasks. Get nervous when someone raises their voice. Don't know how to apologize or apologize for things they shouldn't apologize for. Struggle with intimacy or physical touch. Are often people pleasers. Or did all the household tasks. And as an adult, can't relax until the house is perfectly clean and tidy, because of the past trauma of getting screamed at by your parents. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening.